Mark Carney and his wife step off the plane in Mumbai to warm smiles, handshakes, ceremony, and visible respect. And what makes this moment historic is that just a year ago, such a visit would have been unthinkable. Relations between Canada and India were fractured, marked by diplomatic accusations, security tensions, and frozen ties after Canada publicly accused India of involvement in a murder on Canadian soil. And yet, here we are. This is not just a visit, it is a reset, and more importantly, it is a strategic pivot. Because make no mistake, this trip is not about optics, it is about leverage. A major reason behind this visit is Donald Trump's trade war strategy, built on tariffs, pressure, and ultimatums. The United States under Trump weaponized trade volatility, and that forced Canada to rethink its economic positioning. So what did Carney do? He did not escalate, and he did not panic. He diversified. Instead of negotiating from fear, Canada began expanding trade relationships beyond Washington, and India sits at the center of that strategy. The warm welcome in Mumbai is not routine diplomacy, it is symbolic. India sees something shifting. It sees a Canada that did not fold under tariff pressure, a Canada that stayed disciplined, and a Canada positioning itself as a stable and reliable global partner. Stability attracts partnerships. India is one of the fastest-growing major economies in the world, and it needs oil, natural gas, LNG, uranium, and critical minerals, all resources that Canada produces in abundance. There are already discussions about multi-year uranium export deals, and if India becomes a long-term buyer of Canadian energy, that is not just trade, it is geopolitical influence. Energy trade builds long-term strategic alignment. At the same time, Canada currently has no preferential trade deal with India, while other major economies are advancing their agreements, which means this visit is about catching up and seizing opportunity. Talks toward a comprehensive economic partnership agreement are part of the broader effort, covering energy, technology, education, and security cooperation. Zooming out, Donald Trump's leverage model depends on dependence. If Canada relies heavily on U.S. markets, tariffs hurt. If Canada reduces that reliance, tariffs lose impact. That is what this trip signals: optionality. Optionality reduces vulnerability, and vulnerability is what economic pressure exploits. Canada expanding into India, Japan, Australia, the European Union, and the wider Indo-Pacific region changes the leverage equation entirely. This is not about choosing India over the United States. It is about reducing overdependence on any single partner. India understands that logic because it too is navigating global trade volatility and pursuing diversification, energy security, and strategic autonomy. Beyond energy, this visit also carries implications for technology cooperation, education partnerships, supply chain security, and critical mineral development, all sectors that will define global competitiveness in the coming decades. Canada has the resources and institutional stability, while India has scale, demand, and growth momentum. When those two elements align, the partnership moves beyond short-term trade deals and toward long-term strategic integration. That is why this moment matters not just for Ottawa and New Delhi, but for the broader Indo-Pacific balance of economic influence. From frosty diplomatic tensions to potential strategic energy cooperation, the shift is significant. If India becomes a multi-decade buyer of Canadian LNG and uranium, Canada embeds itself into one of the world's fastest-growing markets. That is not reactive politics. It is generational strategy. So, when Carney lands in Mumbai, the welcome is not just about thawed relations, it is recognition. Recognition that Canada is building resilience, recognition that Canada is not negotiating from fear, and recognition that Canada is expanding its economic map. This visit signals something bigger: Canada stepping beyond Washington's shadow and strengthening its own global partnerships. The real question now is whether Canada should prioritize stronger economic ties with India, even while security tensions remain, or whether unresolved concerns should slow the partnership down. If you want sharp, no-nonsense analysis on the global moves reshaping Canada's future, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. Because the world is shifting fast and Canada's strategy is evolving in real time. Now I want to hear from you. Should Canada double down on building stronger ties with India, or should security concerns take priority? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.